Celtics fans, we need to talk. As a Laker fan, I always try my best to stay completely unbiased when I talk about NBA games. And when the Celtics went up 2-0 on the Raptors, I gave the Celtics props for 4 straight minutes in the video. I was respectful, I congratulated you guys on your win. What more could I have done besides go out and buy a Celtics jersey and say I'm suddenly a Celtic fan? So I thought everything was good. But then I saw this comment right here. What more were you guys expecting me to do? So because of that comment right there, I went out of my way and added a brand new cup to my collection. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'll be drinking from my Boston Tears cup. Almost as good as it tasted back in 2010. I still have my Clippers Tears cup right here. Hashtag George Paul. I don't know what to say to the Celtics right now. I stayed unbiased. I gave you guys props the first half of the entire video. Delicious. Whatever. This drink couldn't be any better. Free shipping to Boston, Massachusetts. Alrighty, let's talk about this basketball game. Last night, the Celtics and the Raptors played one great game, and that was very entertaining to watch. Well, the last couple seconds probably weren't entertaining for the Celtics fans, but besides that, that game was a very fun game to watch. Let's talk about the Celtics before we talk about the Raptors. Celtics, your perimeter defense is top notch. Actually, not just your perimeter defense, but your all-around defense is looking very good this postseason. In the regular season, the Celtics were either 4th or 5th in the NBA in defensive ratings, and right now in the playoffs, they are the #1 team in the entire NBA in defensive ratings. And with the absence of Gordon Hayward, I wasn't too sure how you guys were going to do this series defensively, but Marcus Smart and everyone else looks like they've stepped up their defense even more, and you guys haven't missed a beat. On the contrary, you guys are even playing better defense now than you were just a few weeks ago. Your pick and roll game with Kemba Walker and any of your bigs looks very nice, and the backdoor cuts to the basket are looking way too easy for you guys to pull off. For example, on the Celtics' last possession of yesterday's game, when I saw Kemba starting to drive the ball, I told my brother that I am almost 100% sure he's going to drop the ball down low for a quick layup or a quick dunk. And sure enough, that is exactly what happened. And am I some sort of psychic and I can just predict the future? The answer is yes, and the Lakers win this year's championship. No, but in all seriousness, the only reason why I knew Kemba was going to drop that ball down low is because he's been doing that the entire postseason. Kemba Walker is a master of luring defenders into him and then dropping the ball off down low or throwing it wherever he needs to throw it. In my last video, I specifically asked the Celtics fans if you guys prefer cardiac Kemba or cancerous Kyrie. Now, I was pretty sure 99% of you were gonna say Kemba. I personally would also say Kemba, and it's not even a debate in my opinion. But that could be because my brother and I met Kyrie when we were kids and he was a total jack. So Kemba Walker, it looks like he might have read all of the nice things you guys said about him in yesterday's video, and he decided to thank you guys by putting up 30 points on 60% shooting. You know how unreal that sounds? Most of the time when someone scores that many points on such high efficiency, 9 out of 10 times they're a center and most of those points were layups. But for a 6-foot guard to have such an efficient shooting night in the playoffs, he must have just read all of the nice things you guys said about him in last night's video. No, I'm kidding for the people who don't understand my sarcasm. No, I don't actually think Kemba Walker watches my videos, because I said something sarcastic in one of my videos and I had someone angry in the comments who didn't get that it was sarcasm, so just putting it out there as a disclaimer. But speaking of guys shooting 60% from the field, Jaylen Brown, 19 points. Nothing to complain about with Kemba Walker or Jaylen Brown. And speaking of Jaylen Brown, he willingly took the blame for yesterday's loss. Jaylen Brown said, "That was just a, wow, that's a bad word, disgrace at the end of the game. I take responsibility for that." Look, Jaylen Brown, and listen up, Celtics. It's no secret that the Celtics and the Lakers are rivals. So as a diehard Lakers fan, it's pretty much second nature for me to get happy whenever you guys do poorly. But once again, looking at this from an unbiased point of view, that shot wasn't Jaylen Brown's fault. Marc Gasol set a very good screen on Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown pushed himself through that screen quicker than 9 out of 10 NBA players would have done. Jaylen Brown, Usain Bolt, it doesn't matter. Nobody on planet Earth can run faster than a basketball traveling through the air. So Jaylen Brown got out to OG to close out on that shot quicker than pretty much anyone else would have. Marc Gasol just so happened to set a very good screen, Kyle Lowry made a very good pass, and obviously OG made a very good shot. As a competitor, of course I can see why Jaylen Brown is going to be upset with himself, and trust me, as a Laker fan, I would want nothing more than to hop on another opportunity to make fun of the Celtics. But in all seriousness, Jaylen Brown, I wouldn't take that too hard. It really wasn't your fault. So that's all I had to say about that. So now that I gave the Celtics the props that they deserve, if you guys wouldn't mind simply smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm, as a Laker fan, that is all I can ask for. Just a simple tap of the like button. Alrighty, now let's talk about the Toronto Raptors. Thank goodness you guys won. Two reasons. One, obviously I don't like it when the Celtics win, especially after all the Celtics in 4 comments that I saw in the last video. And the second reason is, before this series even started, I predicted the Raptors were gonna win in 6 games. So if the Raptors would have gotten swept, honestly, I might have just had to delete my channel. I mean, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Stephen A. Smith and all of those guys on ESPN get a prediction wrong pretty much every other day. So if I were to get my first prediction wrong on this channel, then okay, it's not that big of a deal. I've never been to Toronto, so I have no idea what the weather is like up there. But with the way Fred is playing, it looks like he prefers the Orlando weather to the Toronto weather because his performance makes it sound like he just wants to stay in Orlando as long as possible. Fred VanVleet, 25 points on 9 of 12 from the field and a clutch layup down the stretch. For the Raptors fans, I'd be happy with Fred. Kyle Lowry. This is the Kyle Lowry I was asking about a couple nights ago. 31 points on 13 of 23 from the field, along with 8 assists and 6 rebounds, and always playing very good defense. That's the Kyle Lowry the Toronto Raptors need. And speaking of Kyle Lowry, him and Marc Gasol deserve so much credit for OG's shot. If Marc Gasol doesn't set that screen, Jaylen Brown would have most likely gotten there and contested the shot. Kyle Lowry's pass was honestly one of the best passes I've ever seen. Now, some of you might be like, come on, Ray, it was just another over-the-head skip pass. For a 6-foot-tall point guard to throw that ball over a 7'5" skyscraper. Keep in mind, if Kyle Lowry would have made that pass a couple inches too high or a couple inches too low, OG would have needed to bring the ball to his shooting pocket, and that would have probably been enough for the shot clock to expire. So the accuracy of that pass and the timeliness of that pass is what makes it one of the best passes I've ever seen. Pascal Siakam. When I first wrote down my notes for this video, I was honestly gonna say that you need to do better. The Raptors just need better from Pascal Siakam. 16 points on just 40% shooting isn't gonna cut it. But just out of curiosity, I looked up how much money Pascal Siakam is getting paid. And Pascal Siakam is only making $2 million this year. Now to you and me, $2 million, hey, I'll take that any day. But for an NBA player, that's chump change. So for someone only getting paid $2 million, I think what he averages every single night is a total steal for the Raptors. But if Siakam wants that $130 or $140 million deal that I'm hearing about, the Raptors just need to see a little bit more from you, Pascal Siakam. But whatever, do your thing. It's not like he's playing bad or anything. It'd be a different story if he only had like 4 points. But now I need to get a little bit critical of the Toronto Raptors. How many times is Kemba Walker gonna call for a pick and roll and execute it to a T? I feel like after a while, the Raptors would realize exactly what the Celtics are doing and put a stop to it. Nick Nurse is a very good coach, so I'm not gonna sit here and critique because it is a lot easier said than done. But the literal definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So why aren't you guys guarding the pick and roll a little bit better? That's my only question. Actually, that's not true. I have another question. Why do the Raptors keep letting the Celtics slip back door? I could show highlights from the game to show every single time the Celtics backdoored on you guys this series, but whenever I have more than like 7 seconds of a recent game in an NBA video, the NBA is very quick to hit me with the copyright claim. So let's just look at this last possession for example. The Celtics big man slowly starts creeping backdoor, and then when Kemba Walker starts driving the ball in, all of the defense focuses to Kemba Walker, and by then Taze doesn't even need to slip backdoor anymore because he's already wide wide open underneath the basket. So what I'm saying is, how many times do the Celtics need to go backdoor on you guys before you kind of keep an eye out for that? But hey, a win is a win. I'm happy for you guys, and I'm happy I don't have to hear any more Celtics in 4 comments. But since you guys do play again tomorrow, that's just something I would keep an eye out for. Anyway, if you watched this video all the way through, please make sure to give it a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. Comment your thoughts down below. I want to know what you think of everything I said. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. I talk about the hottest NBA games every single day at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sometimes I am a little bit late because I am a college student, and sometimes I need to ask my professors questions after class. And yesterday we had a pop quiz, so sometimes it just gets a little bit hectic. But every single day I try to post exactly at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is the same as 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So subscribe so you don't miss any of that. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm out of here, you guys. If you're still here, consider watching this other video I picked out for you down below. Please just watch it. I'm trying to get to 300 subs, so go watch that video. Let me know what y'all think. And hit the like button on that video too. All right, see you guys.